What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, I will show you the news directly related to the upcoming subpoena and new litigation, and I will show you Mark Basil's comments on it. On top of that, I will show you another evidence that at least one broker-dealer, but probably two broker-dealers, have an imbalance and have a counterfeit shares on their balance sheet. On top of that, I will show you the latest PR statement from NextBridge Hydrocarbons, which explains the process of transferring your shares to AST, the process of potential transferring your shares to AST. And guys, before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is very important for me to see this support from you, from my viewers, and I have to admit that it takes me more than 4 hours of hard work on a daily basis in order to prepare these type of videos. That is why guys, just hit the like button. So let's begin with this tweet. We are on a RareDD Twitter account and he reposted this tweet that was made by StockVader. And this picture is awesome, guys. We've become too big to be ignored. And as you can see, this is the huge elephant inside the SEC office. And a lot of people are trying to work with this elephant. And definitely, they will not succeed because we are too big. And that is why they have to solve our problem first of all. And then they have to come back to work. So, let me show you another quite interesting picture. Yes, I think you know who is here. The head of SEC Commission, and he is a sloth. And yes, definitely we can say this because for more than several years, for more than a decade, we have a naked shorting problem on the market, and SEC cannot solve this problem at all. And guys, let's continue with the news directly related to our story. On MMTLP resources you can find this article that is titled AST Transfer Dilemmas. And you know that a lot of people have to decide whether or not they want to transfer or they need to transfer their shares to AST. And the problem might be from the process itself. And this article explains it perfectly well. And I have to admit that while the transfer, we found out another huge issue from TradeStation, and here it is. You can see it is the tweet that was made by Liquid88, and he wrote, "Looks like TradeStation committed fraud and is admitting it now." This from Reddit, and let me show you this conversation in details. So, one of MMTLP shareholders asked TradeStation to transfer the MMTLP shares to AST, and he or she received this answer: "We cannot do this at the moment." And the explanation was, at this time, TradeStation has sent the majority of its original certificated shares to AST to be held on their books. There are de minimis amount of shares remaining in the current certificate, and therefore new requests cannot be accepted until a time when TradeStation receives any new certificates of old shares of NBH, becomes tradable in the open market or made electronically available. And guys, we know that it will never happen for NBH, and NBH most likely will never be tradable. So, and the MMTLP shareholder wrote this. So, TradeStation doesn't actually own any shares of NBH on their books currently, is what you're telling me, but has taken $3,000+ from my account for what exactly if you don't have a security backing it? Where is your compliance manager? And a representative from TradeStation wrote this. Due to the physical certificate being produced as of a specific record date position and fully paid loans being active on that record date, TradeStation was allocated less shares than the firm's overall customer position. If your shares were not yet transmitted to AST, they are being held on TradeStation's books of record versus open loans with various lending counterparties. And it is quite a weird explanation. It might be the reality, but definitely if they have this problem on their balance sheet, they had to initiate a process of solving this problem, because we know if the company becomes private, it cannot be any short positions on this stock. And that is why it is another violation of their own rules and the violation of laws. So, and MMTLP holder wrote this: you just said right this second that you have less shares than customers' positions. So please confirm me what I used my $3,000 to purchase for on my cash account if you didn't go to the market to purchase these securities. You took my money and purchased nothing. I want to speak to a compliance manager now. And the response is ridiculous. We didn't take your money. So guys, I think it is another pure evidence of illegal activity on the market, because TradeStation is involved in this process of naked shorting, because they have a lack of shares of NBH, and that is why the problem is here. On top of that, guys, on my yesterday's video, I showed you this quite similar situation with E-Trade, and I showed you Tom E5050 split Twitter account, and yesterday he tried to transfer his shares to ST, but he failed. And let me show you what did he write just recently. So E-Trade is not much better. I'm on 3 files to deliver to ST in book entry in my name. Trying 4th try tomorrow. And this is another evidence that this person is trying to transfer his shares to ST, but he cannot do it. On top of that, he has quite interesting issue. As you can see, this is the screenshot that I showed you yesterday, and he had, and basically he has 10,048 shares. And here in the E-Trade response, there is a 10,049 shares. So how it is even possible that he received one more additional share? Definitely it might be just a typo, but we have so many problems, we have so many issues with these at least 2 broker-dealers. And guys, I have to admit that I am trying to find out the share count on Fidelity, and I have some indirect evidence that Fidelity also might have this type of issue, but I will not do any statements unless I will have the direct evidence of this. And that is why, guys, if at least 2 broker-dealers have this type of issue, we can assume that other broker-dealers have the same issue. And this means the problem is huge, and potentially it is the real reason why FINRA implemented U3 halt back in December of 2022. So, and guys, because of all this gibberish, NextBridge Hydrocarbons issued a PR statement, and they made it just several hours ago, and you can find it on their official webpage or on SEC filings. And let me quote you just 2 paragraphs that are describing this the situation of transferring. So, here it is. The transfer process is always initiated by shareholders themselves through the respective brokerage firm holding their shares. At no time is it the responsibility of retail shareholders to open an Equiniti account for themselves. And Equiniti, formerly known as AST, as you can see. So, the brokerage firm previously holding shares in street name for the holder will supply Equiniti with the transfer of ownership from indicating the holder's personal and financial information. Equiniti will create an account for the shareholder from these instructions. Shortly thereafter, Equiniti will mail shareholders an account statement with their account number, which can then be used to register for the Enter Our Shareholder Central online portal. The account statement will also contain Equiniti's contact information for shareholders' reference. From that point forward, shareholders may at any time access their online portal or telephone system for future communications and information regarding their accounts. So it is quite simple process, but we have so many people who failed to transfer their shares to ST. That is why NextBridge Hydrocarbons issued this statement. On top of that, the last paragraph describes another process where you can transfer your physical certificates to AST and how it should happen. So, I don't want to dig deep inside this information, I just want to show you this. If you fail to deliver, if you failed to transfer shares to AST, you have to file a compliance. Due Diligence directly wrote about this in his latest tweet that he published just a couple of hours ago. And guys, if you don't know where to file this complaint, you can watch my previous video, or you can find this tweet that was made by Junk Savvy on February 20th, and here you can see this information. And guys, let's continue with this very important, in my opinion, tweet. You know that Mark Bazil is in the process of preparation another major lawsuit, and he wrote this tweet just 13 hours ago. Well, it looks like the subpoenas connected to the forthcoming suit will help expose some of the theories that have been talked about for the past year. Should anyone worry? Only if you have reason to. And this is the first mention of subpoena that will be filed through the lawsuit. And guys, here is the question. Quite important in my opinion. Tom Daves wrote, who issued the subpoena and why can't we get a subpoena issued for MMGLP? And Mark responded, in a federal lawsuit, I get to issue the subpoenas. And I don't know what will be the process of this issuance, but definitely Mark knows what he's talking about. And in the upcoming lawsuit, and guys, I think we will see it within the next several days, or in worst case scenario, several weeks, this lawsuit will be a huge breakthrough in our case. And definitely, we are still waiting for the resolution from Congress. And let me show you that Anna Trades wrote this quite interesting statement. Wait a second. 17 hours ago, she wrote this tweet in response to the Dr. E's tweet, and he made a poll, and the majority of people answered that they want to wait for the subpoena. And also we have this tweet, and Anna responded to this. Has anybody been in contact with Ralph Norman lately? Syntax, Queen of the Metaverse, Anna Trades, Richie, or Kimberly. Hoping somebody is up to date or at least in contact with Mr. Norman since the podcast. Thanks, have a great evening, guys. Appreciate you all. And Anna said this, yes, meetings are happening. Representative Ralph Norman, thank you and your amazing stuff. And this tweet was made on February 21st, just several hours ago, and this means behind the scenes, potentially Anna had a meeting with Representative Ralph Norman and his staff in regards to our case. And definitely, this news from this side of our story might be also huge. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the